Welcome to the Rocket League Splash Series Season 6 Cyclone Cup Championships. I'm Sporty FC, one of the OGs from the Rocket League Splash Series, back when it was known as the Bucket League. Ever since then, it has grown, it has amassed more and more talent, and just last season, Season 5, it added the Cyclone Cup for the very first time. Top competition, bubble teams, the RLSS, RLCS talent, the best of Rocket League that we have to offer. And in that season, a little known team, Lotus 8 Esports, not very little known. It was a team of Nitra, Lev, Pigeon, all jumping in, all here to show their support to join into this season. But during their run, adding in Pigeon along with Thule, that team went on a perfect run as many expected, came to playoff bracket, skipped the first round, and never looked back. Won in a 6-game series against Next to New Esports on this stream to take the championship. Their name now, Pirates on a Bot. They're back this season, and they're much to the same wage. Joining me here is AnthonyMalum, as we get to see Pirates on a Bot defend their title, look to reclaim it for their second straight championship as they take on Affinity Apex.
Then starting off, if you are Pirates on a Bot, going up against a team that had a rougher season, definitely an underdog story for Affinity Apex if they can pull off a victory here against Pirates on a Bot. But will they do it is going to be tough to see. It's going to be something we probably can tell pretty early on in this matchup. But Sporty, with all the lore you dropped to begin with, I mean, we basically know everything we need to know, and it gets me even more excited for the matchup. So, kudos for that. But really, going through, I think it's just a matter of Affinity Apex. They got to rise to a challenge. And for Pirates on a Bot, just don't overthink it. You mentioned that, we might see a game where they try to be a little more eccentric, try to go a little crazy with it. But you never want to overestimate too much or underestimate your opponent too much on what they can bring to the table. So it's a matter of respecting the competition and making sure you win as cleanly as you have for the last 16 games if you are Pirates on a Bot.
As you said, it's been a 16-game winning streak. Pirates on a Bot, ever since they've joined, have not lost. And this team itself has another scary trick up their sleeve from just yesterday. I was part of the Spate Esports cast. Yesterday, you got to see the Pirates on stream make it to the Grand Finals. That is another really tough tournament. That's all about that bubble level competition. They only lost in the Grand Finals, came to Spade Esports' main roster, which is full of players who are competing for that top 16. Players like Pigeon, who is on the Pirates on a Bot team here as well. Him, TNT, and Kevin, another top 1v1 player. So if that's the only team that can seem to beat them, then that's a pretty impressive performance on Pirates on a Bot. Now they take on Affinity Apex, and as you mentioned, Affinity Apex, the run is not easy. This team ended off their regular season with a 3-4 record. It's not a great record to go into. They're one of the weaker teams coming into this, but they were given a forfeit win over Redwater in round 1. So for them, their run's only begun. They've got a lot to do to make sure that they can get into this, and I think more importantly, they've got to find a way to warm up.
That's a really good call up. There was a slight silly 1v1 that Affinity Apex did, but it was nothing more than a silly 1v1. So they did have some time in between this matchup. Hopefully they used that time to warm up either mentally or physically. Is it still physical if it's your virtual car? That's not for me to decide. Hopefully they did have some time to get warmed up and ready for this semifinals matchup. It's going to be a requirement to beat a top team like Pirates on a Bot, and that kind of goes with what I was talking about with if you're Pirates on a Bot, you can't underestimate them, but you certainly have grounds to feel confident and sort of try to settle in early and easily. You want to get in, you want to get control of the scoreboard, control the pacing, and whatever your strategy, your mindset is getting into this game, you've got to get it locked in early, I think, and really throw Affinity Apex off of whatever game they could have. You almost want to, it sounds harsh, but we've made it to semifinals. It's okay to be a bit more open with players. You really wanted to stomp out the hopes of Affinity Apex early on and try to get into the mental game to then control the pacing and just at that point be able to have some fun with it if you're Pirates and run away with it.
On the other side of the bracket, another very interesting matchup. Xeon will be streaming Egoist versus Golden Hour Esports, the number 2 team, also who was given a bye to the semifinals, taking on Golden Hour, who just confidently swept the number 2 team on their org and Flo Mary Fizz University. That's another big match. The second best team and the third best team, by many people's opinions, playing against each other in the other semifinals. So, winner of this has to play the winner of that. That match is expected to be quite close. You know, AnthonyMalum going in, talking about that series, because that's going to be happening later tonight. The winner of which will be playing on the RLSS mainstream, the grand finals. What do you see out of that match for both those teams? Because one of them is going to play here, and no matter who they play, it's going to be a tough match. But like a lot of people are expecting Pirates on a bot to win this series. But it doesn't matter who they're playing. Eagles and Golden have to play against each other. It's a tough match. What do you think is the, who do you see the team with the advantage there? Do you see Eagles, or do you see Golden Hour with that incredible start run through the second best team in the division?
I feel like momentum matters a lot in Rocket League almost more than other. I do cast a lot of esports, and Rocket League momentum carries very differently because the games are so much closer together and you have so much less time in between games. In MOBAs, you've got your pick and ban phase and usually a break between. In shooters, you've got map bans, you've got different load-in times for lobbies, and other teams play before you because those games are so paced differently. But in Rocket League, it's really just a sprint. I think momentum can matter a lot for Golden Hour going into this. Egoist has been waiting in the wings to play, and as you mentioned, if they're two evenly matched teams, then in theory, if you're Egoist, you would hope the same thing we talked about with Affinity Apex, that there was some warm-ups being done, that you're coming in strong, ready, having that synergy, everything cooking up that you had in the regular season. One thing that does bode well for Egoist in my mind is the 9 straight victories, because talking about momentum, if you zoom out a bit and you look at it as a game by game thing, a set by set thing, it does lean a bit that way. But Golden Hour, I think it's important to capitalize on their momentum. And you said something really important too. You said it doesn't matter who you play. I'm 100% with you, because you cannot, if you're either Egoist or Golden Hour Esports, care at all who you go against in the grand finals during the semifinals matchup. You can't be doing the traditional sports thing of having it up on your TV and wondering who you're going to play against. You cannot care until you move on. Once you make it to the grand finals, sure, you can care then. But it doesn't matter. It could be Pirates in a Bot. It could be the upset that we mentioned. It could be Affinity Apex. It does not matter. You treat it the same, and you try to get there, because ultimately you play a long season because you want to win the grand finals. You don't play a long season because you want to beat Pirates on a bot in the grand finals. I think that's a very important distinction to make in your mentals if you're either Egoist or Golden Hour.
As you said here as well, the last time Golden Hour and Egoist played each other, it went to Game 5, where it was Egoist who took the win. They've only lost most of the season in a sweep to Pirates in a Bot, so they are clearly the second best team in this division. Much smaller division as well this season, only 8 teams here, but 6 of them having made it to that top bracket. It's the first time in the history of the Cyclone Cup that we've actually had teams eliminated before the playoff bracket. Different from last season, where we did, but still the same team leading at the top, Pirates in the Pot. They've returned very much a lot of the same roster, the same 3 starting players in Nightja, Pigeon, and Lev. Thule is also coming back. Zexy added as that 5th, another top-tier player who has been here, has done that. And for us, it's nice because we get the replies from what we saw last season in the Cyclone Cup. We were here to see them beat Next New Esports. I won't be there again. It's Tommy who's taking it this time, and shoutouts to him. He wanted to take it last season, couldn't make it. Now he will, so shoutouts to him. I know you're going to be joining him later tonight while I'm off going to sleep, preparing for my driver's test tomorrow morning. So I can't be up too late tonight, unfortunately, but I'll be watching for both these teams.
I mean, with all the Rocket League casting, surely you have a cheat code for the driving test, no?
I really don't. I'm
Just get in there and do a flip reset.
Yeah, I'm sure that my poor instructor will be so terrified if I do that on test day. But we go into our match here. It's single elimination. Someone asking if I fail my test, what my punishment is. My punishment is I have to do it all over again here. So that's how that works. Says again, we go into this match. We're just about ready to get things going. Prediction poll is still live. So you guys have Pirates on a Bot or Affinity Apex. Get your votes in now. It is a best of 7. All matches are best of 7, and teams have tactical timeouts at their disposal. 1 best of 7, 1 series, and no losses that can be given. Pirates on a Bot want to take this. It's Affinity Apex who wants it back. But before we get into this, before we really talk about this, now we gotta talk about this series. We've been talking about Egoist and Golden Hour. Pirates on a Bot, Affinity Apex. We know what Pirates on a Bot do. This is a team of solo players. This is a team that loves to just show all that they can, have all that play, and really just let their solo abilities take charge. We need the Apex. What are their keys to success to being the first team that is taking down Pirates on a Bot?
Well, I didn't get to have the full cast of the quarterfinals on my stream, but one thing I was talking about before was that I've got some beef with Elites, who was on my fantasy team in RLSS and let me down towards the end. Really, I mean, they popped off for me in the beginning, but towards the end, let me down a bit. So for Elites, being somebody who is a big stats player, you really can jump out at you on a page. I want to see that translate to team play as well as scoring, because with everything that you've mentioned, that I've seen, that chat's been building up, that RLSS Discord itself, people have been talking about, you're not going to go in here and ego hero play carry your team to victory against Pirates in a Bot. You've got to figure out how to beat them as a unit and as a team, and that will be the key for Affinity Apex if they can lock down being able to do that.
And I like it as well. Elise is definitely going to be one of those players that they're going to intentionally place to defend players like Nightja. Because we talk so much about the one's ability. I just want to give you a little bit of an idea of how good Elites is at 1v1s, because people don't generally understand how good he actually is at 1v1s. I run what's known as the Bill Gleason Incorrect Solo Series, BGI Solo Series, as it's also known. A top 1v1 tournament it's currently running. Qualifier 4 is tomorrow, so shoutouts to. So go watch Bill Gleason on Twitch tomorrow at 7 Eastern, or actually a little after 7 Eastern to catch that. But it's a tournament that Nightja and Elites have both participated in. They've both been in the last 2 qualifiers that we've had. Nightja in the second to last qualifier, 2 qualifiers ago, made it to a top 4 finish. Elites also made it to top 4, or I'm sorry, excuse me, top 6. Most recently, Nightja though has made a top 3 finish. Elites was right behind him at 4th place. So I mean, that should tell you just how good this guy is at ones. That he's again keeping up with players like Elites. That he is able to find that kind of space like Elites. Like Nightja, Elites is able to keep up with them. So I think a lot of people don't realize just how good of a player Elites actually is. That should tell you just how good he is. That should tell you just the kind of skill that he has in this match. Well, they've come in, they're showing up. Nightja, Pigeon, and Thule here tonight for Pirates on a Bot. They've gone 16 wins straight, including last season's Cyclone Cup. Now in the semifinals, they make their return to the playoff bracket. Still undefeated, still just as hungry. It's one best of 7. It's one series to determine who will go to the grand finals. On this side of the bracket, it's season 6. It is the RLSS playoffs, and I can't wait for this. I really can't.
I can't either. I'm so pumped up. I wanted to cast some Cyclone before, didn't get the chance to, but now I actually get to, and alongside you, Sporty. And the closer and closer we get, the more that anticipation builds up. But chat's saying it. We've talked about it. I want to see if Affinity Apex will come out the gate ready to rise to the challenge, Sporty.
Yeah, you're right about that. Will they be able to take on the challenge? A rematch of week 1. The last time they met, it was a sweep for Pirates on a Bot. Now we go to the playoff bracket, as we're going to need even more delays. Apologies there. We're going to reset real quick for everyone here. It seems like we may be having some tech issues overall with all these players. Pirates on a Bot pre-jumped that one there a little bit, so we'll get back in this one, AnthonyMalum. While we keep waiting, while we keep delaying for this series. Like we talked already about what Affinity Apex. They need to rely on Elites, but more importantly, they can't just rely on Elites' one vulnerability. That isn't going to win them this match. I want to see a good defense too, because simply put, you need to put on good defenses. It's all about being able to put on a defense that can stop Pirates and answer back. That's what Next to New Breakers did last season when they were around, when they took this team to Game 5 in Week 1. They were the team that has probably played the closest to the Pirates. If it's not them, Next to New Esports, who did much the same thing. So it's going to rely on a good defense. And simply put, at this point in the season, when you're playing against these really tough teams, that defense matters.
And one thing, too, about the defense and overall about underdog matchups and how they function, there's a reason that the further that you get into playoffs in competitive esports, the series get longer. 7 games is a long time to play, and a lot can happen. That is one big thing that always kind of favors an underdog inherently, is you have more time to try and figure it out. It's the reason that reverse sweeps are even a thing people are excited about when they can happen, is just simply because they're shocking, but it's always there. That threat is always looming. So at no point can you get overconfident, as we've mentioned. And I'm just looking for Affinity Apex to make use of every one of those games. And for Pirates in a Bot, the same thing. They should be coming in with the mentality of we want to sweep, we want to waste not one game, we want to go ahead, lock our spot down, and see you in the grand finals. That should be the vibe.
Should be. Well, we'll get to see that. Enough apologies again on that delay, but we are going to get things sorted out here momentarily. As real quick, we're gonna make sure that these teams are actually good to go, so that we don't have these teams pre-jumping the lobby real quick. So we're gonna make sure we get the okays from both teams here. But I think what's so fun about this one, about this match, is that we are ready for it now. So apologies again on that delay, but we've got our best of 7 here, the semifinals of Season 6, the top division. Back at it again, Pirates on a bot, the last season's winners, the ones defending the title of Kings of the Rocket League Splash Series. Can they hold it again? Affinity Apex looks to take their crown.
Out of the gate, demos came through from Affinity Apex, and they're turning that momentum into offense. Unable to find a shot so far. A big pile up in the corner, but nothing can break through. Juicyberg with a nice catch as the ball was trying to cross midfield. Now can you make that into clean offense? Pigeon with an attempt at an interception. It's good, but on the landing of midfield, Elites was there. Elites with a chance. The look! It's home! First goal to the underdogs.
And Affinity Apex coming out with the perfect start. It's what they needed. They needed to come out with something to scare Pirates on a bot. And they've done just that. Elites, the player you've been mentioning, AnthonyMalum, the 1v1 player of this Affinity Apex side. He's got such a good solo ability. He has really good awareness of what is happening around him. And you see it there, finding that back post. Affinity Apex on the board early. Pirates will now have to look for their chances.
Is there anything there? Pigeon committed deep. Nightya ran out of boost. Same with Tully. So they both had to back up. But back in, Pigeon grabs the ball in the corner, looking for a pass down.
Will be cleared away here. Pirates on a bot. Looking to stay things a little bit slow here. Looking to try to just keep up that pressure. But they're really trying to utilize and find space. They're trying to take that boost from Affinity Apex. And yeah, let their solo plays do the rest of the talking. Tully, flip reset. Gets a little extra touch on it, but Elites off the backboard without too much issue. Affinity Apex slowing the play down themselves, forcing Pirates to play to them. Pigeon leaving it for Tully. Pirates on a bot have Nightja following up. It's his chance to go. Double tap for Nightja. Stopped by King Rennie. And Affinity Apex will hold on. Second shot. Elites is there. And the offense from Pirates denied.
How many shots can you block out? Affinity Apex say yes, and they keep on blocking with boost low at that, Sporty. Somehow they found a way to recover in time, but now can you turn all that good defense into meaningful offense? Elites with the ball. A fake out King Randy could not follow up though. Juicyberg trying to get back in time. Pigeon setting up. Tully has a good look. The tap up to the sky. Is the drop down going to be there? It's too slow for defense, but somehow it is saved away.
The Affinity Apex defense continues. Tully denied of another chance. Pirates still attack. How long will it take before one falls in? Affinity need to break out. They just can't survive with this much against them. Nightja, that one just around Elite. Second touch. King Randy's got on the wrong foot. But Affinity Apex still escape with their life. But they cannot continue to play like this. They cannot continue to let the offense come to them, because that's what Pirates want, and that's what's going to allow them to succeed. Every chance will find its opening at some point if Affinity Apex keep playing this way.
You mentioned how important defense would be in the series, and so far it's the lifeline of Affinity Apex in game number 1 that Pirates on a bot cannot break through. But it feels like an inevitability. Pigeon, now from the corner. The shot, it's on, but King Randy recovers in time to get the block out. Now to the corner where Elites is lying in wait. And Affinity Apex once again try to turn their great defense into meaningful offense. But will it ever get a goal through? Not quite yet. Nightya, maybe? The shot? No!
Elites again, he's been standing on the line, and he's been standing taller and taller. Pirates still looking to chop him down with an axe. Elites, no boost, mistake, Pigeon, not in time. King Randy will be there to keep it out, and Affinity Apex still sitting. That one will find it. Nightja with the shot, and the bulletproof armor of Affinity Apex falls to Nightja.
Is the ball a paid actor? some of those shots that did not go in felt absolutely surreal. Somehow, though, Pirates and the Bot finally break through the ironclad defense that Affinity Apex have been putting together. Now with the tie game, that early goal from Elites feels like a distant memory, and you need something else to lock in. And Pirates and the Bot will try to... they're going to try to keep on keeping on, Sporty, and lock in and pull away with their own lead.
Affinity Apex, it's going to be a game of few chances for them. The chances they do get, they've got to find a way to score them. They haven't seen many shots. Juicy Bird will throw one on, but an easy save for Thule. And for Apex, they're going to need more here out of the Affinity Reborn organization. Looking to make their team proud. They were one of the few orgs that had 2 teams in this tournament, Affinity Aurora being the other, but they're not in this playoff bracket. They did not deserve the chance. And it is Affinity Apex playing for the org's name, but Juicy Berg able to save this one away. Pirates, now that they've got that tie game, they're not pushing up nearly as heavy anymore. They're letting the play come to them. They're playing a little bit more reserved, not taking nearly as many risks, but that may not help them. Thule's got goal. Affinity Apex played too high, and Pirates on a bot in the dying seconds may have just stolen game 1.
That has to feel so bad if you are Affinity Apex. You had your chances, you had a lead, and finally it gets broken down. Now with less than 20 to go, if you want to pull away with a sneaky game 1, you've got to figure out some kind of way to get it back across that pitch and through. Elites, though, low on boost, will recover. Is there a pass from King Rainey? Juicy Berg, Rainey, they're all there! They've got net, but they're off the mark! That was their chance, and it blows away in front of them, turns into a Pirates on a bot goal and a game.
And for King Rainey, he's been one of the players this season that people have been looking at with a very steady eye. His name is recognizable in the scene for a reason, but that mistake is going to be costly. Game 1 will go to Pirates on a bot. They're now only 1 game close to the semifinals, and for Affinity Apex, AnthonyMalum, that really felt like a game they should have taken.
I'm sure they feel the very same way. I felt so secondhand frustrated at how many shots Pirates and the Bot kept making, because it would feel like Affinity Apex had weathered the storm, and then all of a sudden a new angle would just appear out of thin air from Pirates and the Bot, and eventually, you know, you miss every shot you don't take. Well, if you take 100, you're probably going to make one, and that ended up being the case. I mean, Nightya had 5 shots that game.
Yeah, he did. It was
how are you supposed to deal with that?
It was more shots than the entirety of Affinity Apex, who only had 4. But this is the game that they have to play. This is the game Affinity Apex have to work with. It's going to be a game. They aren't going to get many chances. They've got to find the ones that they have and score on them. If they don't do that, they're not beating Pirates. And it's as simple as that for Affinity Apex. They're not going to have many chances. It's really for any team. They're not going to have more chances. Pirates have such a huge shooting mark that it's not really going to matter about outshooting them, because that just doesn't happen. What's going to happen more is based on the fact that if Affinity Apex can shoot better. Game 1, they had them. They had those chances. They had the opportunities. They didn't take them, and that's why Pirates took it. And now that we move into Game 2, we need to see Affinity Apex rise to the occasion and score on the chances they are given.
It's really hard to simply say, just do what you did in the beginning of Game 1 and make that work. But that's what you got to do. If you are Affinity Apex, you have to figure out what you did in that first couple of minutes of Game 1 and recapture the energy. If you can't, you might be chalked.
Well, as you said there, Pirates on a bot did take Game 1, but Affinity Apex playing very close to them. I'm very impressed with that start. It's about doing it again. It's consistency that's going to win this series, not just how you play in Game 1. Right now it's a lot better from Affinity Apex, as they're already off to a good start there. Juicy Berg, right off the kickoff, trying to put his team on the board, and with plays like that, it's going to be very tough for Pirates on the Bot to keep them out forever.
Where will it break down? Elites tried again to make an early goal. Juicy Berg trying to do the same thing. One thing I have seen on offense from Affinity Apex, Sporty, it feels like they're making sure they don't overcommit, and maybe that pays off. Elites with an open net shot and the first goal, and I kind of feel like that was just an oopsie from everybody, how that worked out. There was a broken rule 1 also between Juicy Berg and Nightya in the background. A weird first goal, but it happens regardless.
Well, that's one of the things about Pirates. They are so They're such a confident team. They're so heavy to commit. Specifically, Pigeon loves to go heavy for these solo plays. It's what he's known for. It's kind of his whole thing is that he can do whatever he wants to do in the air. So he's going to find a play back here in that midfield. Nightshade will get the musty flick. Lev will stay into it. He's been Nightshade's longtime teammate. Didn't play here in Game 1, but they've subbed him in for Thule. And I think that's because they realize what's ahead of them and the task at hand. Pigeon's gone up high, and he's spread his wings. It's his first goal of the series.
So we're back and forth already. 1 minute and that's 2. That feels very on brand for me. That's my curse, Sporty, is those 1 minute goals. But what I was saying before the goals started breaking down, Affinity Apex feel like they're trying not to overcommit to anything. It looks like they're trying to play a little bit safer. King Randy almost with a shot there. But will that continue to pay off? Is there an argument to be made that you have to keep taking risks of some kind? Elites tried to get a double but could not rotate well enough to make it work out.
It's not about taking unnecessary risks at this level, especially against a team like Pirates who are really good one-on-one. You don't want to take that kind of overcommit playstyle against them because that's where the 1v1s come to truth, and that's where they're going to beat you the best. So for Affinity Apex, I'm actually happy to see them not push up too high, not take those risks. I want to see them push up, I want to see them ask those questions, but I don't want to see them leave that net open because that's where the Pirates will find their chances. And knowing these players, they're smart enough to recognize when a net's wide open. You just can't give it to them here as Affinity Apex still sitting back here. Not a lot of boost in hand though, and they will have to get out here. Elites waiting back. We may have to help Juicyberg here because it's a 3v1. Their way, Lev, Elites, Juicyberg, no boost. Shot from Pigeon that needed more power. But it's Affinity Apex who will be back in time as Juicyberg will clear it away. He was in the Cyclone Cup last season, did not get to play in the final bracket. It's his first time here. He's looking to make a name for himself as that flip reset goes just over the net. Nature off the cusp bar. Elites, not a very good first touch. King Randy will help him out. Lev, Juicyberg will be waiting, and Affinity Apex will keep the defense going. Pigeon dunks it away. It goes over Elites, but he's missed this one. Nature's gonna take it. Affinity Apex called each other off, but no one went, and for the Pirates, it's about as easy it will be.
Again, Sporty, it feels like, how long can these things go on? My next talking point that was in my brain was, why are we playing so slow? Is that the strategy if we're Affinity Apex? Slow the game to our pace and not break that pace. Was that the goal? Because it fell apart with all the shots that started coming out from Pirates on a bot. I mean, if that's what you want to go for, you've got to make it work. Early on, it didn't. Juicyberg had some really good saves, nice recoveries, but boost. You called it out while you had the microphone, Sporty, and you were right on the money. It's becoming a problem for Affinity Apex on their own side of the pitch. They've got to be able to manage it better if they continue to stay on defense and deal with shots from Pirates.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Affinity Apex started off this series really well, was bringing in a heavy pace, bringing in a fast play. Is this one going the wrong direction? Oh, but King Randy hit it the wrong direction. You know, he saw Lev there. He knew Lev was probably going to get on the end of that. But here goes another shot. Elites hits it high. Nightshade never even flinched. But King Randy's got the dunk. It's tied again. Affinity Apex will not let go.
Every opportunity you can find, you have got to take if you're Affinity Apex. When it goes off the backboard like that, King Randy understood that assignment. Makes it a tie game, but there's still a lot of time left on that clock for Pirates on a bot to get this one back in control. And they might do just that. Lev finds an open net with a double touch and bangs it on in.
I was going to mention so much about how King Randy's been turning a lot more inward, cutting rotation, but Lev just taking the dunk himself and smashing it back the other way. Pirates holding that 1-goal lead again. Affinity Apex have not been able to take the lead and will continue to struggle to find it with these chances that they've been given up as King Randy around 1, 50'd with Lev, in goes Juicyberg, but look at this from Pigeon. Not even phased. It will be a midfield play. Nightshade's already up, but his touch doesn't go far. Pirates still on this one, but they'll leave the play for Juicyberg, and he'll have his own play. Gets around Lev. Up goes King Randy as that touch won't go very far. Lev not able to get there. King Randy won't either. They will keep out Pigeon, and Affinity Apex staying in the midfield. Staying near the ball, circling like hawks. It's Juicyberg. Dunked on Pigeon. King Ranny. Juicy unable to get on the net as he found the dunk in front. Elites now. It's a great setup for another solo effort for Affinity Apex. Elites, no boost. Nitja's got the play. And Affinity Apex will go all the way back.
You talked about Elites a lot in the 1v1 skill. Elite has been trying to get open for the last 30 seconds and cannot find it and cannot compete in a lot of these kind of everybody all-inning. Lev trying to lock up the game and does it! Oh, broke the ankles of Ranny while they were at it. Lev makes it a 2-goal game.
It's broken axles. King Ranny's destroyed by Lev, and Pirates on a bot, looking to put the exclamation point on game 2, and that will give them a lot more reason as Juicyberg, oh, a bit of a delayed challenge, still up with it. Juicyberg, second touch, gets the dunk on 2, maybe an open chance. Oh, but what a beautiful play. Nitja keeps it out, and Affinity Apex left without opportunity, left without enough time. 10 seconds ticking down, but it will not matter. Pirates on a bot have now taken 2 games here against Affinity Apex, and for how Affinity Apex have played, it just feels like they're missing one thing, one more to take any game off this team, but they just can't seem to find it. They can't seem. It's okay, man. I don't blame you for that. They can't seem to find, though, that one last thing to take a game off Pirates on a bot. They can't seem to do it.
Dude, King Granny with a heck of a shot there for the side of Pirates on a bot. But I will say, I am impressed that King Granny was able to finish out that game with only 2 wheels after the rest of them got broken off. But Pirates on a bot with a commanding and impressive game number 2. And for me, if I'm Affinity Apex, it's the same thing I talked about pre-game, Sporty. You got to have the memory of a goldfish here. You have one game like that, you just got to move on and forget it happened. It sounds impossible because it is an impossible task. It's one of the things that comes along with being the underdog in a situation. But if you can do that, if you can erase the memory, go game by game, you said it. It feels like there's always one thing kind of missing in each game so far for Affinity Apex. But that means there's a chance, so you're telling me there's a chance? It can be there. I don't particularly know the answer, but there's got to be something for Affinity Apex because they're too close to completely count them out.
Yeah, it is. It has been close every single game. Even though this one ended with a 3-goal difference, it was tied for the vast majority. It just means that for Affinity Apex, they are right there to take a game off this team, right there to potentially take over in the series. Not been many teams who have been the better against Pirates on a bot at times. Affinity Apex, though, haven't done it yet, but they're definitely getting close. It's a lot better than and then their week 1 performance where they got swept by Pirates. That's for sure. They're keeping things a lot closer than from then, but here we go. We're back in for game 3, and for Pirates on a bot, already looking to take match point. Affinity Apex, it's now or never. They've had 2 games to learn. Now they've got to put everything they've had to work.
Elites continuing to get early demos. It worked in game 1, was a failure in game 2. Will it be there this time? Juicyberg combines. King Ranny looking for something, but Pigeon's there to deny that something and make it a nothing. And Pirates on a bot take their look at offense.
Oh, but it won't go over very long here. Juicyberg, although he's been bumped off this play. Pirates actually have a chance here, and Lev unable to sneak this one by. Elites, who has been playing very strong defense, but can they turn that defense to offense? King Ranny, not a lot of boost, just gonna hit to the back wall. Pigeon's whiffed. Elites forcing it. Pigeon, can he get there in time? He does. And Affinity Apex sent the house, unable to score as Pigeon was the last one back. And it just keeps this game tied. Pirates on a bot showing their own terms on defense here as Affinity Apex meet the brick wall.
If Juicyberg had been a millisecond faster on starting up the boost, they could have gotten there in time to make it happen. What is happening on this side of the pitch? I mean...
I don't know what Pigeon was doing there, but it's something that he's done. We've seen him do stuff like that before, as now he's got a corner. No way! Oh, it's off the post!
Come on!
Pigeon nearly had it, and Pirates will keep it going. Nitja, flip reset, leaves it for Lev, a duo of Pirates who've been together for a very long time, continuing to be successful. Juicyberg, one-on-one, looking for net, but Lev will be there and back. Now he's got the play himself. Lev, great first flick, past Elites, no, not in time, as Elites will get enough on it. King Ranny going the other way, NYCHA, Pirates, NYCHA to the back wall, Elites, able to get the first block and leave no more chances. Pirates on a bot. While they do have the midfield under control, they don't have that final third in their possession. Affinity keep playing close, keep winning these 50s, and Pirates continually respecting that. They're sitting back a lot further. Oh, sorry, it's
chance
open.
Here. Oh, wow. Great pinch save there to get it away and clear it away in time. Pirates in the bot won't let that be a score, but Affinity Apex not quite done. Not enough boost for Elites. Now a new look for Pirates. Gonna be close. Juicy Bird with the first save. Needs another, and King Rennie's there for backup to get it away. Sporty, this looks like Cirque du Soleil with motocross bikes crossing each other the way the Pirates in the bot is playing this game number 3. They want this one with authority. NYCHA, a look. Backboard, Elites is there to get a touch. Now Pigeon will have their chance. There's the reset. It'll bounce down where King Rennie is waiting.
Yeah, but him and Juicyberg had 0 boost on the goal line. They'll be very happy to just get something on that right now. They don't have anything. Juicyberg, just enough on it. And Affinity Apex just staying alive by the skin of their teeth. NYCHA with another chance. He's found Lev. This one on. King Rennie will be there. And Affinity Apex meeting the barrage of offense again. Elites, not a lot of boost. Lev beats him. King Rennie won't let it go in. And Affinity Apex escape again from defense, from the clutches of defeat. It's Elites midfield. Any goal for Pirates, it feels like that's what they need to win this game, to take match point. Lev, redirect, Lev, double! And it's Pirates on a bot who take the lead.
They got it. They earned that one. Affinity Apex was not even allowed to think about offense for the last minute. They had to rotate every player every second through their net for defense, and finally it breaks down and turns into a goal for Pirates on a bot. But Elites will not let that be for long. Juicy Bird with credit of the goal, and we got a tie game instantly.
And Affinity Apex with an answer. It may not be pretty. It may not be that left redirect double tap, but they don't care. It matters just the same. He has a little final touch at the end there. Affinity Apex securing their goal. And this game is still tied up. Lev, though, doesn't want it to happen. Flippery's off the ceiling. Leaves it for Pigeon, but he did get in the way there. And Affinity Apex will be very happy with that. Pirates on a bot are rarity for them to run into each other in a play like that, but it does happen here. And Affinity, now they just gotta get out of defense. They cannot let themselves run low again, but that's exactly what's happening. Pigeon, Elites always whiffed on that one. Lev could have taken that, actually, and Affinity Apex happy to just escape. King Rennie now finds Juicyberg! And Affinity Apex with the lead late!
Can they do it? Can Affinity Apex take a game off Pirates on a bot? Depending on which moment you look at the screen, you have a different answer. But for at least the time being, they hold on to a 1-goal lead. They're going to need insurance of some kind. And Pirates in a bot, I have a feeling they're going to unleash the offense to try to take this one out. Now they can just make it dramatic.
Less than a minute remains. Affinity Apex on the road to their first game win against Pirates on a bot. But time running out. Elites keeps it to the corner. Juicyberg, not a great pass though. Pirates could have taken that one. Affinity Apex playing with fire, but they will clear it out. Lev, Juicyberg demoed off. Only one left in King Rennie, but he'll get the block and on no boost as well. He's kept it away as he'll look net. NYCHA and Pigeon both up, both ready. Pirates with Lev waiting back. Everybody up at this point, looking for some offense. But Juicyberg waiting. Lev the dunk. NYCHA back wall. Lev, nothing found. And Pirates on a bot cannot seem to find the net.
Pigeon resets in time, does get the save away when King Rennie gets one chance at a shot. 1 goal is needed, and Pirates on a bot will do it! Affinity Apex, they played with fire and they got burned!
Pirates on a bot will not drop this series, will not drop this game. 3 seconds remain, overtime is looming. And Affinity Apex, who are only mere moments away from their first win of the series, now have to face the full wrath of Pirates on a bot. King Rennie trying to keep it alive, but it will hit the ground. We've got golden goal. And for Pirates on a bot, we've got a chance for them to take match point.
If you're an Apex believer, now is your time. This might be your best opportunity to make it a set, but Pigeon will shut that door right away in OT to lock it down, at least for the moment. Now a new chance at offense comes out from Pirates. Lev, Naya can't break through in that corner to set anything up too good. Now Pigeon gets back, gets it close, and keep your eyes on Lev, who is lying in wait. Elite, some fakery. There's a chance? No! Naya on! Gets it! Pirates on a bot! Go to match point!
One away from that championship! One away from their from a chance to take their second straight gold medal! Pirates on a bot in OT are now going to Game 4 on match point. What a run so far. What a play so far. But for Affinity Apex, once again, they're still missing it. This game felt like the one where they needed to win. Not just that they had to win, but they needed to take it. They didn't, and they are for a world of trouble now.
It really did feel like that was the game for Affinity Apex. I'm completely on board with you, Sporty. It feels like if that game had gone to Affinity Apex, we would have had to take a zoom out and say, are they back? But the way it went down, I just can't fully view it that way.
As we are again getting also a call for a new server. We'll see if that also means Affinity Apex wants to take their tactical time out now that they are down 3-0 in this series, AnthonyMalum. Potentially, yep. This is going to be played like one if they aren't calling it officially, but what it does mean for Affinity Apex, they've got to talk things out. They've got a minute, well now even a little bit more than just a minute, to talk about things, to, organize themselves. They have to win from here on out. They have to put up a fight. Ours on a bot are only one game away from the championship.
You said it earlier. It does feel like this needs to kind of be their moment to reset, because you mentioned the idea of Pirates and a bot can just, at any point, pick up and run away with things. It did feel like there was a little bit of, I don't want to say silly, but there was definitely some cute at times in that game where we could see Pirates and a bot trying to make some crazier shots happen, and it did feel like they locked in towards the end and naturally forced overtime, which is where they got it. But Affinity Apex did do one thing, Sporty, that you and I talked about that makes me have a little bit of hope even now. And it was, I talked about the need to have a memory, the memory of a goldfish. And Affinity Apex did do that. They played that previous game like it was the first game of the set and nothing had been going on prior, and they gave it everything they had, and they almost took it. But you have to do that, not one more time now, but you have to do that 4 games in a row, which certainly doesn't feel likely, but, there's a difference between improbable and impossible, Sporty.
Yeah, and that answer needs to be found here as we keep on searching. I know that the bits notifications are also showing up, so thank you all so much for being so supportive. Although I am going to probably shut that off soon. While you guys keep doing that. My stream element is telling me that the bits are not be sounding. 1 second, let me see if not my stream elements, my Streamlabs telling me, oh, though. We'll keep it going. I guess it's thank you so much for that support as we go to game number 4. Pirates on a bot have a chance to go to the grand finals now in game 4. This is their opportunity. They've got to make it work. But will they? Affinity Apex have kept every game close. Can this be the game they finally take one? Or the Pirates go off to a good start. Lev with a little flip in front. That's a max-off reset if you guys don't know what that's called. But it will not connect. And Pirates on a bot already coming out with a little bit of fun out here, looking to really get themselves on the board with style.
The problem is, if you don't take this game completely seriously, if this is the game that you have that's fun, if Affinity Apex do it, that could really wake up the dragon type of thing, You've got to be smart about it. We'll see how it continues to unfold the further we get into the matchup. Elites will get a demo. Maybe that sets up something when the respawn does come through. Another one for Juicyberg. So maybe physicality is the chosen weapon to fight that dragon if you're Affinity Apex, and they're certainly working it early. Juicyberg cannot bring it through. A weird bounce, but nobody's there to follow up.
And not a team that's exactly known for demos here, Affinity Apex. I find it surprising in the Cyclone Cup there are not a lot of teams who are known for physicality this season, but Affinity Apex trying to use it here, and for good reason. When you've got a team like Pirates who are so reliant on each other playing their position, it's one of the things that can definitely cause them to run into issues, start to panic. But it's going to be tough to utilize that because even when you take down one player, there's still 2 others, and all 3 of these players are immensely talented on their own. Affinity Apex, it's not about taking down a good player from Pirates on a Bot. It's just about making sure they open up spaces. King Randy looking out for Juicyberg. Pigeon waiting back as this one will keep going. Vilev redirect elites. Will fling this one away, and Pirates on a Bot still going for net. Pigeon again. This one left midfield. Elites, second touch, looking for goal. Affinity Apex playing for time as they are still playing offense. When will that chance come? As it hasn't found itself yet. They're waiting for the shot. Pirates have given them no looks.
A bit less crisp so far from Affinity Apex. When I'm zoomed out looking and they're just playing a little bit different. Maybe there's something brewing. Maybe they're working on something different, a new approach. King Randy trying to be that answer, sends it up high, but nobody will be there for the follow-up. Elite's got to rush back for the defense. Luckily for Affinity, Juicyberg caught it at midfield. Now Elite's in the corner, fights it out. Nightya trying to push on through. Pigeon waiting for the drop down. Will not get one, has to fall back for defense. But Affinity, they're looking for something different, Sporty, this time around. They're just not really finding much. And oh man, that was a bullet! What a shot!
That may be the goal of the season! Pigeon and Nitya, 115 kilometers, and Pirates on a Bot have shown no signs of stopping. That's what this league's about!
That was a crazy one from Pirates on a Bot. Wow, that to me, you talked about they were trying to have fun. That to me is the, oh, we got this, boys. If Pirates on a Bot gets some momentum off that shot, I will not be surprised whatsoever. In Affinity Apex, you've got to get a goal on the board, and you've got to do it now before that cooks up. King Randy with a chance, not going to be there. Elite's no boost at midfield. Does win it out, but it only delays another look. This one from Pigeon, but Juicyberg intercepts.
And that was beautiful, but Affinity Apex, now it's their time to respond. Now it's their time to attack. They need those shots now more than ever. But time quickly fading from their life. Elites bumped out by Lev, Nitya, King Randy. Now stay on the field as this one will bounce through. Nitya's been bumped. Juicyberg with an open shot, but not a lot of to work with. It will be an easy save for Nitya, at least considering what he's been already this series. Pirates with another infield play. As this one through the field. As it will be another chance. Elites. This one by Nitya. Affinity Apex. Still keeping the ball. Nitya to Lev. Off to the back wall. It will be yet again shut down by Affinity Apex. Juicyberg, Pigeon, great pass over to Lev. Pirates with under a minute to go. As this one, another just off the back post. Affinity Apex holding on tight. Where's the opportunity now?
The calm before the storm. The last chance for Affinity Apex, trying to do anything to stay alive. Juicyberg with the look. Nitya shuts the door on it. Is there another one to be had? Elites will grab boost, get there first, tries to bring it up above. Pigeon will get the tap. This could be the end, Sporty. Less than 30 seconds left to go. In Affinity Apex, they're on the ropes, and the haymakers have yet to stop. Is there going to be a call-out? Is this the knockout blow? Pirates on a Bot closing in on the grand finals.
And Nitya at this point playing ball control, but he's lost it to King Randy. Affinity Apex, it's now or never. Their season on the line. Nitya there to intercept. Lev will clear it out. Now just needs to hit the ground. Nitya to the back wall, to the double. It's over. Pirates on a Bot will go to the grand finals. It's 17 wins straight. They have not and will not lose. It's their second straight finals appearance and their second straight chance. Now, to take a gold medal, it's their first to go 2 times in a row. Something that has never been done before in the Rocket League Splash Series.
Pirates on a Bot were certainly looking a bit robotic in the best of ways. They had the hacks locked in, the cheat codes were entered, and everything was money. Affinity Apex, Sporty, they fought. They had moments where it looked close. But unfortunately, Rocket League is not a game where close matters too much. And that means that Pirates on a Bot have locked in their place in the grand finals on the main stream with Tommy and Cobra. They get their chance to recapture the spotlight 2 times in a row.
As you said as well, it's 4 games straight. They're off to the grand finals with a beautiful 4-0 sweep. Affinity Apex brought the battle, but they didn't bring enough. And that is what cost them here. It felt like they had everything here at AnthonyMalum to be successful. But they aren't going to be the ones playing against the winner of Eagles or Golden Hour Esports. They're going to be watching from the sidelines as they couldn't do enough to take down Pirates on a bot.
Wow. that was impressive. You know, you talked up Pirates on a bot to me, understandably so, but I still found myself feeling impressed by the level I saw. The pinch play at midfield in particular, that really blew my mind. It was so clean, and you don't get to see that often. You know, I have gotten to, over the time I've been casting Rocket League, which again, you know, not my main game, so I get to see some of the cooler stuff a bit less. That was the first time I've actually gotten to see that type of play be executed on in an actual competitive match. So that was really cool for me, just kind of as an aside note. But what made it more interesting than being cool for me was how relevant it was to the moment. Affinity Apex had kind of locked in a style, a way, a playbook of how to defend at least a little bit of the offense of Pirates and a bot. You can't really drop a play to defend a pinch at midfield like that to get the goal out there. Who puts that in the playbook? And the X's and O's didn't work out for Affinity. A strong fight, a good season to this point to make it as far as they did. But Pirates and a bot, they're going where seemingly most people expected them to end up.
Yeah, they are. They're going to the grand finals, and here to talk about it, none other than Nightja. Welcome in, Nightja. You guys got a little bit of time to relax, a little bit of time to wait for your grand finals matchup, but you take down Affinity Apex in a full sweep. Your second straight season where you've gone to the grand finals. You're now only 1 win away from doing something that no team has done before, and that is win 2 championships straight in 2 seasons. How are you guys feeling?
I mean, we're feeling pretty good after that. Like team pitch we got, the vibes were definitely like a lot smoother and cool after that.
In game number 1,
yep,
it was sort of a feel that Affinity Apex came out looking a little bit better than I think chat might have anticipated, and a lot of the community would have thought. Were you guys thrown off by the level of play they were bringing, or were you kind of giving them? You know, I know you were giving them respect, but were you fully estimating that they could give you competition early on, or was that something you guys had to kind of adjust to on the fly?
It was kind of a mix of both. We kind of expect them to have like great defense because in the season they were having a lot of saves when we played against them. But like at the first game, they like made a lot of like crazy saves that we weren't expecting. So yeah, we kind of had to adjust after the first game just to play around that. So making saves that we just either didn't expect or just a really great save from them.
I think for you, Nightja, as well, you're one of those players who has made it very public. You're going to be in this Rocket League Splash Series Cyclone Cup for as long as it stands, and obviously, you know, it's going to be sticking around for quite a while with you continuing to lead. What's it been like being that leader, being the player that everybody looks up to, kind of on a team that everybody looks up to? You know, you take that position a lot, so even in Spate, where you did just take second place, you're one of those teams that's leading. What's it like being kind of near the top? Is there a certain level of pressure that's on you to be there, to lead, and to make sure that no one else can catch up to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of pressure, I would say, when you're playing against teams that like you're normally up against or they like looked up to you. Like there's a little bit of pressure just trying to not lose to them, but besides that, there's not really pressure. Everything else is just motivation because you have people that look up to you and then like support you too. So it just motivates me to play more and play better.
The last question from me is, now you have grand finals locked in, fairly quick turnaround. Where's the mental at? Are you guys full locked in, full confidence? We got this. This is no sweat for us, or is it more of a we go in, we go 1 game at a time, we play our game, and we look to take it that way? Where are the mentals at for that?
I'd say definitely full confidence. I'd say again after like a couple of the goals we were getting, like we're definitely gonna try to get more clips just to make a whole montage maybe for our OSS maybe.
The call out that you're gonna montage on them in grand finals. I respect that. Hope you back it up.
Yeah, we definitely.
I love to see it. Yeah, you know this team's going to do. I mean, if they find this against the Affinity Apex, we know what they're going to find in future matchups. Now you got to take on Golden Hour Esports or Egoist. You beaten both these teams in the regular season. It was a fair sweep over Egoist, but they are on paper the tougher team. It was a team that has since made a change, added in Extreme to wins, which is a player that you know relatively well. Golden Eye Esports on their side, a team that you beat 3-1, but has also beaten you guys in the past. So going up into this grand finals, your next match is going to be tough. It's going to be teams that have the capabilities of beating you. What are you guys going to do to kind of prepare? Are you guys going to be watching the match? What are you guys going to be doing to kind of look to this series to see what they're doing, and more importantly, prepare to take on a very, very tough challenge?
I mean, we're kind of just gonna focus on be one of the players, because on both teams, they both have like one player we kind of have to put a little bit more of a eye on, just to make sure they don't break out or start to prime against us. But besides that, we don't have much worries. We just are gonna have the same mindset we had this series, just full confidence and just play our normal game.
I love to hear Pirates on a Bot going to their second straight Grand Finals. Pirates looking to take their second straight championship win in the Cyclone Cup. Your team still undefeated at 17 wins straight in all Cyclone Cup matches. And Pirates on a Bot will continue to keep their crown under their thumb. Congratulations on your win, Nitya, and the rest of Pirates on a Bot. But before you leave, before you guys kind of go and prepare for your Grand Finals, is there any last things you want to say? Any shoutouts? Any final message you wanna say out there before you go to the rest of your team and watch as you see if you're gonna take on Egoist or Golden Eye Esports?
Not really. I'll just say thank y'all for casting in the interview, and yeah, I'll just see you on Grands. It's gonna be a great time.
Well, as you said, as you heard here from Nitya, Pirates on a Bot take the win. Thank you so much for joining, Nitya. Good luck in your championship match.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, it was Pirates on a Bot. We've gone to the Grand Finals. It's the same story, but it's still just as exciting. And that's the fun part, AnthonyMalum, is that even with this team still leading, we're seeing that competition come up to them. Still, though, it feels like there's a lot more that these teams can bring to catch up to them. There's still a pretty heavy split between the top and the not top teams of this division, specifically Pirates and everybody else. It feels like there's still a lot of growing to do, but as long as Pirates are here, everybody's going to be improving, and at some point, someone's going to beat them. For now, though, it's still the same teams winning. They're going to Grand Finals take on the winner of Golden Hour or Egoist. But before we go and raid out to Xeon, who I'm almost certain is probably live at this point, is there any last things you want to say here on this stream?
Nothing major for me. I mean, we've kind of saw the best that could have been offered. I guess the biggest takeaway I had from the interview is the full confidence is there. Pirates in a Bot, they said they're going to montage whoever they play in the Grand Finals, and I said, I hope you keep up with that. That's something I say kind of every time I have an interview where a player feels confident, because as long as you're willing to back up that talk, it gets really interesting. And Pirates in the Bot have shown they have the talent to do it, and now they have the stage to do it during those grand finals. So shout out to Affinity Apex for getting as far as they did. And, Pirates in the Bot, lock in, keep the confidence, and don't underestimate and clean up the mistakes you made against Affinity Apex, and you might just have those back-to-back champions.
You said you might just see them win again. On to the Grand Finals for a second straight season. But for us, we're going to go right out to Xeon, who's got the other semifinals. Eagles versus Golden Eye Esports. Thank you all so much for joining for the Rocket League Splash Series Season 6. Shout out to our sponsors, Games on TV, Invisible Entertainment, Latin 7 Gaming, Heady Scarf Game, Person Resell, and Claim to Fame. Thank you all of you who have been so supportive. It's been amazing having you all joining us here for the Cyclone Cup. It's been amazing for having you guys all show your support. We're going to raid out here. Thank you all so much for joining. From me and AnthonyMalum, we'll see you all again very soon. But for now, enjoy the rest of the Cyclone Cup to see who will be our Season 6 champion.